last year, you could see these things, especially when she showed up in that video versus when he had Bray versus Braun.
Yeah.
It just showed up so well, and it's like, okay, and she just came out of the blue. Okay, what's this all about? And then it was like kind of cool the way they, yeah. I think it just worked out just fine, and I think it's perfect. Everything, man. Timing, as Bruce Prichard would say, they're making beautiful music. But
do you think to shift a little bit? Do you think because this is just another pairing? Do you think the Hurt Business is really, really done? That Shelton and Cedric are really completely gone.
It was a bad choice for them to break them up.
But do you think they really are broken up?
I think so. I mean, if they're not, I don't see. It wouldn't make any sense for them to come out and. I mean, they're banned from ringside anyways. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense for them to come out and assist Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. But if anything past WrestleMania, I don't see where you can make amends.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing with it. One, I can kind of see him being a swerve. But my opinion in that Bobby Lashley-Drew McIntyre match, I think they're going to interfere. Who they interfere for is who I'm not sure about.
Well,
I could see them interfering as a swerve and kind of like they did this. WWE did this during the WCW ECW invasion. Basically, everyone comes out like they're acting like they're gonna beat up on Bobby Lashley, and then they just beat up Drew McIntyre, kind of.
Well, I mean, what would be what would be kind of like what sense would it come out? Oh, we hear you, Bobby Lashley. Now we're waking up and we're sorry.
No.
No. What?
No, I think it'd be like I got you moment. Drew McIntyre is why they do it. And I'm not saying it's really great from a storytelling perspective, but at the same time, could I see WWE doing that? Yes. I can absolutely see WWE doing that.
Well, the way they book, I can understand what you're saying.
Right. Just their style seems to be that. And it's like sometimes WWE seems to like to pull a swerve just to pull the swerve, not really any other oh, this would be a better story if we got our fans. Kind of like with the whole Daniel Bryan losing the fucking Royal Rumble to Roman Reigns. Like, yeah, they're excited. We eliminated him at 20. The other way I could see it happening on the flip side of that is because they're fed up with Bobby Lashley that they interfere. Drew wins the match, gets the belt off of Bobby Lashley, and then Bobby Lashley enters the feud with both Shelton and Cedric. Which here's my two perspectives on both of those happening. I think it would diminish Drew to lose to Bobby if there's interference. I don't know if it's good to keep doing this whole Drew carries the belt for 4 to 6 months, loses it, and then gets it back for another 4 to 6 months, because that seems to be really weird repetitiveness that they're kind of doing. However, and I do like Bobby as a champion. I think it's about time he got a champion. I think MVP being his mouthpiece is the best idea for him. He's not that great on the mic. MVP is way better. But I do think it's really significant to have basically their first quote unquote, well, not their first because Kofi Kingston was technically the first, but breaking this old cycle where they didn't really have any black world champions.
Yeah.
And now Kofi got it. Now Bobby Lashley has it, and I know Big E's going to get it down the line.
Somewhere along down the line, he's going to get. I think this whole deal is a setup for Drew to win the title in front of the crowd. I think that's what it's really going to be boils down to. They didn't get it done last year because of the pandemic. This year now they're going to be in front of the crowds where they're okay. Now we're going to get our star, the guy that's our star babyface on Raw to win a title in front of the crowd.
Yeah, it could be. It could be done at like SummerSlam. I could see that happening. I don't think Drew's going to leave the title picture because this is kind of
SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam.
Some at WrestleMania.
You think he'll get it back that soon?
I think so.
See, I have mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings about it because this is so hard for me because I see both of them being very viable options. And this is probably the first time that WWE's actually booked a world title to where I would be bothered with whoever wins. Like, it's weird. I have no care. Like, if Bobby wins, good for Bobby. If Drew wins, good for Drew. I'm not angry at either one of them.
I just feel like if you have Bobby win, I just feel like it just kind of I just feel like it needs to be right now more with Drew. Nothing against Bobby Lashley, great entertainer, great wrestler, so forth. I just feel like he's, you got Drew as your face. He's supposed to be the flagship of the brand. Supposed to be flagship of the company. I see more of, but let's say flagship of the brand. You gotta have your face win at WrestleMania. I think it's just him. It gets set up for him winning in front of the crowd now. I think it's going to have a badder type of effect on Drew if you don't win. With Lashley, if he doesn't win, okay, you can get back. You can get. I just feel like it would make more sense with Drew winning it right now because I said right now the level he's at, being a face, and now he's in front of a crowd, and now they're gonna have the big win. So, that's just where I'm going at.
If Lashley loses, Cedric and Shelton have to interfere, and Cedric and Shelton have to be his next feud.
Kind of the way. But do you certainly that in some ways, like what are you gonna do with those three guys? How are you gonna take it to the next spot? So that's kind of where.
What's the next pay-per-view?
Was it Extreme? No, I don't know. I don't even know right now. Honestly, they had to advertise too. They had Money in the Bank dates that were set up, and then something else was set up. I'm not sure what the next pay-per-view is, honestly. You looking it up?
Yes. Royal Rumble, Nation Chamber, Fastlane, WrestleMania. Okay, so Money in the Bank. If they interfere, they would definitely feud over the next couple weeks. And I think now if they have no plans for Shelton and Cedric, and I mean this because they're gonna really damage them if that's the case.
Oh yeah.
At Money in the Bank, they could pull off two different things. They can either pull off a tag team match of MVP and Bobby Lashley versus Shelton and Cedric. If MVP cannot wrestle for whatever reason, they can do a handicap match between Shelton Benjamin, with Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander versus Bobby Lashley.
Well, they can do that, but how much is that going to draw right now? They have to really book something good for them to be able to keep it going instead of having two smaller guys that keep on getting their asses kicked.
That's the thing. But if they're going to set that up over the next couple weeks on TV, have Shelton and Cedric sneakily get wins, cheap wins, not anything.
But you still have a heel Lash in there. You're going to have a heel Benjamin.
No, they won't be heel. They'll be winning by the skin of their teeth, like sneaky roll ups, things like that.
Well, that's fine. Everybody, you got to specify that. That's why, as I was saying, it's like you're going cheap wins. You're kind of make more.
And it has to infuriate. It has to infuriate Bobby Lashley because at that point, you could be booking them into where it's kind of like a Tom and Jerry thing, where Bobby Lashley is a Tom and Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin are the Jerry. They're the ones that you want them to keep winning, and you find humor in the way that they're winning because it's pissing off Bobby Lashley.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Not disagreeing with that. I just not sure if we want to lower Bobby Lashley's level right now either. So
no, it won't. It won't. It won't. It only won't because he will beat the hell out of him at Money in the Bank. He will lose that match by disqualification because he won't be able to keep his anger in check.
Well, what I'm saying is keeping in title picture as well as getting. I just don't feel like he needs to lower himself.
No,
that's how I feel about it. Not how you feel. That's just how I feel about it.
No, I know. But, I get what you're saying. So, here's my thought. Right, you do the triple threat at Money in the Bank. He does what he does at Money in the Bank. That match will go on first. And the latter match will be fourth or fifth match of the night, or third, whatever, however WWE wants to book it. Whoever is in the Money in the Bank one, let's say Jeff Hardy. Bobby Lashley takes out Jeff Hardy, takes his spot at Money in the Bank, and wins the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Once again, Jeff Hardy is a butt of the joke.
No, but Jeff Hardy, honestly, why would I take Jeff Hardy out of that is because you're going to save his body. Jeff Hardy can't take too many ladder matches anymore. He's
not as much as you can. I know he's getting too old.
That's
torn up. It's disappointing that he's not in WrestleMania this year.
And that's to protect Jeff. I'm gonna be frank. It's to protect Jeff. Bobby Lashley wins it. He stays in the title picture by that, and because he lost the title and couldn't go into the rematch at Money in the Bank, he automatically gets booked at Backlash in a title match where he will probably lose. But I don't think it would be because like it's a decisive win, but rather, have it kind of like, whoa, that was way too close. And then I think he could cash it in later on in the year. I think Bobby Lashley should stay in the title picture. I just think if he's going to lose to Drew, it absolutely has to be a win that was not close.
Yeah. It can't be, basically, it can't be a clean victory over Lashley. No.
And to get Drew more time with the title, you have to put him in a feud that is more on a personal level, which would Drew and Shelton would be.
Yeah. Well, Drew, it's, you got to obviously keep him in the title picture for one. Number two, there's not really much else out there that can really carry a whole lot with that Raw brand as a male wrestler. There's not much out there. It's on top because they're not, not bringing people up. So you have to keep them up in that title picture pretty strong, and that's one of the problems. They're not bringing up enough wrestlers as they should be, obviously. That's why he's a flagship right now of Raw. We'll say at least Raw. They need to start doing something more with them, though. Make him more of a flagship. Because where are they going to go the next generation? Or the next, couple years.
Right.
So
it was his match was that Fastlane when they faced Sheamus?
Yeah.
That was way better than I expected.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot better. I was like, oh God. I in some ways, I didn't totally. I saw the personal aspect of that match, just like they have animosity for a long time and so forth. But I didn't. They couldn't book it to where Drew loses, then it's a triple threat match, or Drew loses his spot. It's like they didn't make it out to that. So it's like to me, it's like it's one way. It wasn't really good. It didn't really go along the storyline so well to me, my taste. I just didn't feel like it was the way they booked it wasn't not necessary for the storyline. That's kind of like, okay, you got this guy that just has personal animosity, but here we are, road to WrestleMania. You're not making it to where this was something to do with the main event. Oh yeah, well if he wins, that might put him in the top picture. That's not putting it. You're on the road to WrestleMania. You're not just at some other pay per view or some different season. That's what I wasn't a big fan of the booking of the road to WrestleMania on for that Sheamus issue with Drew, and I just didn't feel like it was necessary at the time. But they just said book it as well as they should, as far as the storyline goes, as far as what it connects to.
But the match was really, really good.
Oh yeah, the match was good. I'm not taking that away. I think it's a great match they had. Absolutely. I just didn't think that it was designed well enough for the road to WrestleMania.
Can we all just laugh as well as the fact that they went on TV, and when I say they, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon said, yeah, we're not going to have authority figures anymore. And now we have Adam Pearce as an authority figure.
Well, that's the thing about it is, I like it better that way, because here's the thing is that they were at one point in time, we'll say, before that happened, they would just book matches out of the blue. Sometimes they would say, oh, WWE management booked this match, or hey, we got this match going tonight. It's like, okay, who's booking this? I get the fact that you got McMahon, you got the committee in the background, you get the right actor. I get that, but that's the thing about wrestling. You just have to have that, that authority figure somewhere along the way. It's like, who's doing this? It's just part of wrestling. And it's not, a lot of people out there feel Well, it started with the general managers.